She's so cute. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tiki Lodge Game Over. I am Andrew.
And I am Andrew.
And I apparently am doing the intro for this video.
Fuck it, man.
It's the last episode. I get to do the intro. Yes, it should be the last episode if Ross...
It will be. Actually, maybe not. We'll see.
Oh, fuck. This might be an extra long episode just so I don't look like...
Yeah, fuck it. We'll just do an extra. We'll just do... Until we finish the game, that will be the episode.
It could be 2 hours long and I look an utter fool.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome back, everybody. I hope
I
hope you're having a good day.
Yeah, he's the first guy we rescued.
He's the first repeat, yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, because that's what happens in the original game. Because the whole point is that the dragons have come back to try and get Nasty Nork, try and defeat him, but they've just he's just put them back into crystal. That's what all the dragons in this world are. Every dragon in this world's a repeat.
So the last 6 dragons are just dragons we've had before. So there are technically only 74 dragons.
Yes. No, there's more. No, how many dragons are there?
80.
No, how many dragons have we got?
75, including him.
No, there's more dragons than 5 left in the game, surely. Oh, maybe not. Suppose we'll find out. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all these dragons are repeats, yeah.
Repeats. Unless you know, I'm having a little blonde moment.
Yes, and just for senior moments.
Yeah, and it actually says 65.
Entering Gnork Cove.
Yeah, think about that senior moments. It was weird today when Ross and I... It was when you were going to your singing lesson.
Yeah.
Oh. And I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was this old guy coming out of his flat. If you're not from the UK, that's an apartment. On the ground floor, you could see arthritic, really sore, really quite old, just trying to take his rubbish out. And I stopped and held the door open for him. And a lot of the time, especially these days, because I probably smoke a bit too much, I wish I was as springy as I was when I was 19.
Yeah.
But you know, see like that, and I realize I'm quite springy.
Springy.
Yeah, as in quite fit, quite healthy.
Uh-huh.
Even though sometimes I think, oh my god, I have the joints of an 80-year-old. I don't. It's just I don't really see it that often.
No.
No.
See them sweet gains, mate.
It's just that, I don't see people like that often anymore.
Well, that are that kind of roughing it out.
Yeah. Because
you know.
before, since I was a kid, the last 3 years has been my longest stint out of the hospital ever.
Yeah. Really?
So yeah.
Wow.
So I think maybe that's it, because I used to spend a lot of time in hospital. That I was around sick people.
Yeah.
And by comparison to them, even though I was sick, I was not as sick.
Yeah, I suppose.
And I always felt like this.
Yeah. Big strong man.
Yeah, I could run 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
By comparison, and flirting with nurses and shit.
Sweet.
Yeah, standing I was in hospital for a Beatus related thing when I was 19 or 20. And that's when I was at my physical peak. And I'd been in there for 2 days, and even these days I flirt with nurses. I just do. It's
Sub ladies.
Well, only if they're receptive to it. Usually we have fun, because they're usually used to creepy little men going, "Alright, darling, he's a swatchy, you're funny."
Oh god, really?
No, it happens a lot more often than you'd think, and them getting groped and shit like that.
That's not fun.
Yeah, a mate of mine's girlfriend was like a staff nurse and a home help, and it would happen a lot. Yeah, and Daisy told me some.
That's not cool.
Yeah, Daisy told me some horror stories as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think they kind of welcomed it when I was completely harmless, just having fun, and it wasn't creepy at all, probably.
Well,
but
I imagine not. Otherwise, you could have probably heard otherwise.
Yeah, and they would laugh and joke along with me, and you could tell they were having fun. But yeah, day 2 or 3, and by this point, I stopped wearing the robe, and I just had my jeans on. And my mum had brought me in some sandwiches and some drinks and stuff like that. And just caught them all. I had a shower and I was standing next to my bed. I still had I had IVs in both my arms, but I had taped them to myself so they went up around my shoulder,
right, okay.
And from my right arm to my left arm, so that all my IVs were on one side.
Right.
That was the point, so I could get it out of bed.
Yeah.
I rigged it myself when I was bored.
Right.
And I'm standing there wearing nothing but jeans, with rippling abs, a little bit of sexy stubble, drinking a bottle of Diet Cola, and I look over, and the viewing screens you get in the wards, the other 5 guys in the ward were all over 80. I was gonna say that. And then there's me, 20 years old. I just looked over and there was just 4 nurses standing there just drooling, and I'm like, sorry, I know this looks like a Diet Coke advert, but I laughed to myself to sleep that night thinking about it. I was like, oh, I guess this doesn't happen that often in the ICU.
No. The sweet hunky gentleman.
Yeah, that's the thing though about me like kind of being healthy, like looking healthy when I'm not. We were talking about this. I think it was last night. Yeah, last night Ross and I had like this 2-hour-long deep philosophical conversation about life and relationships and all that gay shit. And
the usual.
And I was saying that, you know, I don't really show when there's something up. Even when I was a kid, it was like that. When I was like 1.5, I had pneumonia.
Yeah.
Which is pretty bad.
Yeah.
For someone that's less.
Also, it begins with a P.
Like sirens.
Really?
Yeah. Sirens is in Greek legends.
Really?
Not as in. Yes, that's with P. Yeah.
Sweet lute.
It's Poseidon. Oh, that's awesome. It's Poseidons.
Yeah.
But like I had pneumonia when I was a baby, and all the other babies, babies, were like in like the holding area in the hospital.
Yeah.
And they were all just basically lying around being babies. Me, I was running around, slapping them, pulling their hair, pushing them over, stealing the toys. And the doctor's like, Miss Mitchell, there's nothing wrong with your son. And Mum's like, no, there's something definitely wrong with him. This is him calm. And then they tested me and I had pneumonia. And the doctors were like, what the fuck? A normal baby with this wouldn't be able to fucking cry, never mind attack other babies and mug them.
Jesus.
I don't know. I think that I was born stoic.
Stoic. Jesus, man.
I'm very stoical.
Fair enough.
Kill a rat, man. Your lack of sparks disturbs me. Thank you.
Then aren't orcas, then be gentlemen sailors. Shit, I thought that was
Why the fuck?
I thought that was a crate. I don't know
why would you do this?
Why you do this?
You just got Sparks back and he was blue dabba dee dabba die, but now he's just envious.
Blue dabba dee dabba dead.
I'm blue.
I'm blue.
Nobody to listen.
We spoke about that before. I think.
Of course we have, yeah.
Here's another link in the description to that again.
To Nigel Thornbury, the greatest human being to have ever lived.
Yes. Like that video, the blue. Yeah. It's like the Toon Sandwich videos or Bushland Adventures. For me, it's funnier to talk about it than to watch it.
Oh, no. I thoroughly disagree. Fucking Nigel Thornbury going, well, you don't really watch it. It's not a video to watch. It's a video to listen to.
I know. I don't think... I love the noises he makes. I just think it's... I thought that Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die was a weird choice.
Oh, yeah, but that's what... Oh, shit. That's what makes it so funny. It's a weird choice. It makes, like, little to no sense. Dennis! Aaron, put up Dennis. That's a sweet, sultry sound.
That's the sweet noise of Dennis.
That's the noise penguins make now.
Yeah, they named Denniston after him.
Dennistown.
It's Dennistown, yeah. I don't recognize this.
Do you not? This is...
You know what I mean.
No, I don't. What do you mean?
No, I mean what I said. I don't recognize this.
Really?
No.
Why did you say you know what I mean?
I don't recognize this as in I don't recognize this at all.
Really? That's bizarre.
Because we've played this level together.
Yeah, we have. We definitely have.
Yeah.
This is one of the more... Shit. Oh, they've got the physics weird in this. This is one of the more memorable levels. That's some Ratchet and Clank's physics.
Yeah. Ratchet and Clank. Fucking love Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
I've spoken about it at length. I'm not going to again.
Did it.
Oh, sweet!
100% Revel Comprise.
You guys didn't see that, but we just totally fist bumped.
Oh.
Tasty bass there.
Tasty. Oh, this is the one whether they've defeated whether they've censored it or not because they had the guns in this next level.
Oh yes, we discussed this before.
Yeah.
It's like the special edition of E.T. You know, the end, the climatic bit when the boys in E.T. fly away over the FBI agents. Yeah, in the special edition of E.T. they replaced. That's when he replaced something to do with the police. They replaced their guns digitally with walkie-talkies.
What?
Yeah, so when the kids are flying away and they're like that. Oh my god.
They're like walkie-talkie.
That's exactly it. They're just holding walkie-talkies. They've removed the shotguns to just have walkie-talkies.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. In the most recent version of E.T., it's back to guns.
Yeah.
But it was the George Lucas era of redoing stuff, like when they did all the Star Wars special editions. Came out at the same time as that. Because they were George Lucas.
Does George Lucas have any? Oh, they do have paint guns. That's kind of disappointing.
Oh well.
Yeah, look at that shit.
Yeah, no, George Lucas had most of a hand in those remakes, those special editions.
Why? Did he have anything to do with E.T.?
Because like it kind of became his thing that he was all about special effects. Because he did revolutionize special effects with Star Wars. Well done.
Fucking pwned.
And he was after E.T. He wanted to do Indiana Jones next, and Steven Spielberg went, no.
Fair enough.
No, you're not doing that. He just let Industrial Light and Magic and Lucasfilm do the special effects on Indiana Jones 4, and that's why they look like a video game from 10 years ago.
Well, how old is that? How old is that film?
2005.
Really? I thought it was newer than that.
Was it 2005? I would have been.
I thought I was in school.
I would have
High
been
school.
17. So 10 years ago, 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The paint thing, it puts me off because they had full-on machine guns, so
Yeah.
I kind of get it, but like fucking deal with it, man.
But in Spyro 3, I think it is, Dino Mines, they have guns.
They have guns, yeah, but they're dinosaurs, so I think it's easier
But-
to kind of distance it.
Well, I guess these are humanoid
Yeah.
things, the Norks. They're meant to be orcs. I get it.
Yeah. Ganasty Norks.
They're so ganasty. They're like Ganache
Ganache.
or Robert De Niro.
Nice. Look how beastly that guy is!
He's tripped out his horns.
Fuck yeah. Thank you for asking me.
I'm Patrick Stewart. Engage.
Let's get engaged.
Imagine that. Like you're Patrick Stewart's daughter, right? Just bear with me on this one. you're Patrick Stewart's daughter, and
I'm already there.
And your daughter's boyfriend asks you, "Oh, Mr. Stewart, please call me Patrick." I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't know where you're going with this.
You're Patrick Stewart's daughter,
Right.
and you have a boyfriend, and he
Yes.
goes to your dad and asks his blessing to marry you.
Right.
And Patrick Stewart, being Patrick Stewart and being the GC that he is, would
Yeah.
just be like, "Good boy, my son. Engage."
Engaged.
That was really weak.
That was
It was
weak
so
sauce,
it
man.
was so terrible.
Oh man.
I knew what I was trying to do.
Yeah,
Big
it's
shout out to
okay.
Patrick Stewart. Fucking love
Wow.
Patrick Stewart.
It's okay.
We talk about him in every episode.
We have talked about him in a few, yeah.
We have. That's because Patrick Stewart's Bay.
Stuart.
Along with Forrest Whitaker, Idris Elba, Lily Allen. There's a few Bays at the
Yes.
moment.
At the moment, for all time, you mean?
That's
That's really easy to do.
never ending. Okay.
But that was really easy.
I remember it being a cock.
Yeah, it's usually way harder than that. They've tightened up the controls, which I don't know if I'm a fan
Yeah,
of.
for Generation Cotton Wool.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can't swear in front of my baby boy because it might turn him into a criminal. Well, here's some newsflash for you. Steve Jobs used to swear all the time.
And he's a dead criminal.
Okay, Mark Zuckerberg swears all the time.
And he's a criminal.
Stephen Fry swears all the time.
And, well, he's a GC.
He is. Yeah, I remember once when I was at school, one of my teachers giving me an absolute bollocking because she caught me saying shit. And
Fuck you, how dare you swear?
I know, it's
You
fucking,
little cock.
unacceptable. But what she was saying is that it shows a lack of an imagination and a lack of vocabulary. And I was just like, but I'm using more words than you are. Doesn't that show creativity with vocabulary?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Even though there might be words you consider to be bad, I'm still using more.
Yeah, that's true. Man, like, teachers, the amount of teachers I've had in my life where it's just like, you do not understand enough about the world to teach people about
Well, but that's the
world.
thing. I'm sure they do because they're all people that have all lived lives. It's just they're not allowed to. It's just become
Oh,
another.
no,
it's
no,
just a
like-
job.
But I mean, for like, because I mean, I've lived in places where, you know, teachers can pretty much do whatever the hell they like.
Yeah.
And at that point,
Well, I went to Catholic schools. It's the same.
yeah, and like at that point, you know, you should think, like, being a teacher should not be about the paycheck. I don't think. If you want to be a teacher, even though it can be a shit job, you don't get paid very much. Like, it's all about bringing up the new generation. I think teachers should be paid a lot more than what they
Indeed.
are. I really do. But
Well, that's the thing. When I was doing teaching, like I was in charge of 90 11-year-olds. There was 3 primary 7 classes of about 30, and there was just 1 or 2 kids out of that group of 90 where I was like, I feel like I've made a difference, and
Yeah.
that felt like it was enough.
that's fair enough.
But like that's the thing about teachers is that I remember he was a friend of mine. I knew him by his first name. His name was Jim Coxhead. And
Jim what?
Jim Coxhead.
Right.
It's Coxhead spelled Coxhead.
Okay.
And him and I were good friends because I would go and hang out with him after class. He was my biology teacher.
Alright.
And like I helped him set up like the fish tank that was in his classroom and shit like that.
Oh, cool.
And like this guy had done some incredible things. Like I mean, he was raised in Oxford, but he was born in China and is white and Muslim.
Okay.
Very very interesting dude. And like he climbed K2 and shit. And even though it's I think it's the biggest or the second biggest or the third biggest in the world, it's apparently harder than Everest.
Really?
Yeah. In his classroom, he had this. It was a satellite which had crashed in the Himalayas, or like wherever the fuck K2 is. I think it's Africa.
Yeah.
And he'd picked it up, and it was in his classroom. It was a weather satellite.
Oh, that's really cool.
And like none of the other students had any idea he was just this old weird guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was a very interesting person, and that's the thing. Most people are like that. And teachers, they, especially if they've been doing it for a while, you have to build up this demeanor. You can't let it drop, or the kids will just walk all over you.
Yeah, I suppose.
But that teacher was a bit of a bitch. I can't even remember her name. All I remember is that she was about 80% ass. Like,
I've had one of those too.
yeah, like seriously, she wasn't fat or anything. She just had her ass was just like most of her.
Some people are built in different ways, man.
Yeah, they are.
Don't question the Lord's work.
We're all made perfect in our own way.
Yes, exactly.
I only wish that I didn't have the beatus and this extra toe.
Yeah, the extra toe is kind of off-putting.
Yeah.
And I do hate people with diabetes. No, I'm joking. I don't hate people with diabetes.
It's fun. You can say that because I'm a diabetic and I'm sitting right here.
Diabetes.
No, I absolutely despise people who have diabetes.
Yeah, type 1 for life.
Yeah, type 1.
Unless they find a cure.
Yeah, then it's a type 2, and that's because you've eaten too much.
There are other reasons people can become type 2.
But that's the prevalent one.
It's the one that everyone knows, yeah. It's funny, because I mean, my diabetes was
diabetes.
It was late juvenile onset, is what it was considered, because I was 19.
Alright.
Which is very peculiar, apparently. Either it happens when you're a kid between like ages of like being born and 6,
yeah.
or like women over 40. And with me, 19, very, very peculiar. I do everything peculiarly.
Indeed.
And I don't know where I was going with that.
Fuck it, man. You gotta.
I've remembered.
Go on.
Is that there was a bunch of people that I knew that I'd been working with for years, been doing shows with for years and stuff like that, who, when I became type 1 diabetic, they all like started coming out to me. And like my friends' parents and stuff coming out to me that they're type 2.
Right.
I'm just like, what the fuck?
Who cares? It's fine, you do you.
That's exactly it. It's just most people that have it, that they feel like they will be judged too harshly for having it. For having type 2. Because a lot of the time, yeah, it is caused by the person themselves. It's not, you're not born with type 2, even though I'm sure it can happen. It's usually something you develop, but like a lot of the times, it's if they give you too many steroids doing surgery, for instance, that can cause it. And like problems with diet in general, wherever you're living, whatever it is you're eating, it might not be your fault. But for some reason, even though type 1 and type 2 are totally fucking different,
well,
they started coming out to me.
It's because of the association.
I know.
By the way, we're going up against Nasty Nork now.
I realised that.
It is time for the final battle.
It's going to be epic.
I wonder if they'll do a cutscene, but it doesn't look like they're going to.
Oh well.
You gotta do that, I suppose. That makes sense.
Here we go. You got one.
Right.
There
Let's
we go.
do this.
I don't remember this at all either.
Do you not?
No.
You gotta remember this, man.
I've completed this game.
This is
At
the
least-
final boss.
I've completed it at least 3 times. I know I have.
How can you not remember
I-
the final boss of
I
the game?
don't know.
That's so weird. I mean, you and I probably had about the same exposure to Spyro 1.
Probably.
Maybe a tiny bit more, but not that much.
Yeah, you're more into it than me, but
Yeah.
as a kid, I mean, I completed this game a few times, and in the last 6 months, I've completed this game with you, and I've completed it on my own in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And we've completed it twice in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
That's at least 3 times in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I have completed this game.
Yeah. That's weird.
I need to see a doctor, man.
Probably not.
Also, when I was a kid, I really wish I'd known that. when you're chasing egg thieves, or the key thief in this case, that you can fire them.
Yeah,
I would charge at them for fucking hours.
Yeah, man, it was rough. There we go.
Sweet.
So now there's another one which we only need one key for, which I believe is this one.
Juanqui dos plenty.
One sheet, dos plenty.
Big shout out to Juanchit.
One shit.
It's funny that like you know Plenty, the kitchen towel people.
Oh no!
Remember they used to be called Bounty?
Still working on that figure or dream? Forget it. Fat is where it's at.
There was a whole big thing about them changing it to Plenty, and that's when, you know, Juanchit became a thing.
There's no match for me. One sheet.
Do you know why they changed the name?
Was it because they got confused with the chocolate?
Yes.
You know I'm waiting, just anticipating things I may never possess, but while I'm without them, try a little tenderness. Bounty, the taste of paradise.
There was another product on the market of the same name, so they decided to change it. And I'm just like,
Oh, I mean, that makes sense.
well, it was like Jif and Sif. Remember Jif? It's now Sif. It's like the cleaning products for your sinking toilet and shit like that.
Right.
They were originally called Jif, and there was another product on the market called Jif, but it's a little lemon-shaped thing for lemon seasoning.
Right.
And they changed Jif to Sif to avoid confusion. Like someone's going to pick up a bottle of, you know, bleach and put it on their pancakes. No, it's going to fucking happen.
You've not done that?
Or like, you know, you have a spill, so you go to the coconut-based chocolatey treat to clean it up. No! You go to the Bounty.
Yeah, that's fair.
Never mind. I understand. I know why. I just think it's peculiar. If they were similar as products, maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be fine. But they're not.
It's a weird one, man.
Yeah. And it's also, like, when people, like, there's loads of them now, they're, like, big companies like Bachelors and stuff have done their own versions of pot noodles, and just the 101 different ways of saying pot noodle without saying pot noodle.
Yeah.
Like, snack noodle pot! And noodle pot on the go! Ready anytime noodle pot! Fucking love ramen noodles, though. They are the shit.
Indeed.
And they go with everything.
That's what Dragon
Literally.
Ball Super is about.
Literally everything.
Yeah.
Even, like, maple syrup.
Maybe so.
Nothing like, you know, you fry up your noodles, you cook them, then fry them in the wok, throw a bit of milk on there, a bit of caster sugar,
Fucking rock.
make a ramen noodle cake.
I'm sure it's been done.
I've made macaroni cheesecakes when I tried that when I was younger. It was rough.
I'm sure
It was so rough. But, you know.
Okay, we're gonna get him this time.
Go on, son.
I was just checking to see if there were any gems.
I haven't been paying attention to this at all. Protected.
So okay, we're almost there. After this, we've got Nasty's loot, and then we've done Spyro 1.
Feels like it was over too quickly.
Well, it's because we both know the game.
It feels like it was over too quickly.
Oh man.
You know, we're just joshing. Ross isn't afraid for his life at the moment.
Not yet.
Not yet. Hey, Nasty Nork, you piece of shit. You're such a fucking dork. Nasty Nork, you piece of shit. I'm gonna kill you with a fork. I know you're impressed, ladies. Not all at once.
Ladies, please control yourselves.
Yeah. Hey, and I don't need to keep this box anymore.
Do you know?
No, there's a box of insulin.
I did it, but I don't think I got all the gems.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think you missed one chest.
Oh well, we'll watch the
Fuck
cutscene
it.
and then we'll go back in, do that in post.
Anyway, yeah, I have my dentist appointment written on it, but...
Alright.
Oh, you can... Oh, you're gliding back. I thought you could, like, fly now.
Sorry I took so long. Almost forgot about you guys.
I was away fucking your mom.
You just batted that fucking sheep away.
So now there's order
He's dead.
in the Dragon Kingdom? Well, mostly. I've still got some treasure to find. What will you do next?
Jesus Christ, kill that fucking sheep.
I'd say the sky's the limit.
The animation on Spyro is really good as well. He moves really
Yeah.
nicely. And there it is. Been quite the adventure.
My dude.
But this episode's only about 20 minutes long, so we'll
Yeah, we'll see if we can skip that.
Oh, there was concept art.
Well, we'll do it. We'll do it later.
Fair enough.
Because I think we're going to have to beat Nasty Nork again anyway, just to
right.
get the extra gems.
Bullshit.
The adventure continues. Yeah, damn fucking right it continues, because we're not done.
This adventure's never gonna end, son. Train's gonna keep
fucking
on
games, man.
rolling.
Rolling on the rail.
That's exactly what I was about to start singing. Rolling. Fucking big shout out to Creedence Clearwater Revival. He's a babe.
Ancient history now. So, what's in there?
Check him out.
It's like a cat dragon.
Like all the missing children and shit. I do not remember any of this.
Damn it.
You
We
missed
were missing
one.
one gem.
That's fucking typical.
We'll be right back, lads.
Yeah, jump cut.
And lasses.
Yeah.
Right, guys, we did it. We're back, and we're gonna do Nasty's loot.
We got the one gem to rule them all.
Yeah, it was like in the first area that we found in the first Egg Thief, so I just exited the level, and we're here now.
It's because this guy's a pro.
Yep.
Did I say pro? I meant dick.
I meant silly boy.
I meant what?
Silly boy.
I meant silly Billy.
Such a silly Billy.
Yeah. The thing in the dentist today. I talked about it briefly earlier because
Were you at the dentist today?
I was at the dentist today. Yeah. Yesterday, sorry.
Oh yes, I was about to say.
It was yesterday. I was at the dentist, and yeah, we call it the ghetto dentist because my dentist is located above a pub. And if you don't know what a pub is, it's a bar. If you don't know what a bar is, it's what they keep prisoners in with.
If you don't have a bar, if you don't know what bars, you're too young.
Yeah, exactly. Cunt fuck. Yeah, it's above a bar, and like it's reasonably new, but you can tell it was just someone's apartment.
Yeah.
That they retrofitted to be a dentist. But like it's got like old school shit in it, like the charity things with Desperate Dan.
Oh right.
You know, like the things you put pennies in.
Yeah.
And it's got Desperate Dan carrying his horse across the canyon.
Desperate Dan. He's the Beano, isn't he?
Yeah, Dandy.
Yeah. Which is the Beano?
No, Dandy and the Beano are different things. Made by the same people, but different things. The Beano is like
Dennis the Menace
and shit, yeah. But the Dandy was Desperate Dan, all that. Yeah, the Dandy was they used to cross over all the time. I think Nasher had his own comic in the Dandy.
It's all in Dundee.
Yes, in Dundee. But the Beano's still going. I think Dandy was discontinued, and now Desperate Dan is in the Beano.
Alright.
Yeah. If Desperate Dan's still a thing, I don't actually know if Desperate Dan's still a thing.
Guess it's as good as mine, man.
Yeah, because like Banana Man was in the Dandy, but it's in the Beano now. There's a bunch of other things as well. I don't know, when it came to the Beano and the Dandy, I used to collect Dennis the Menace shit. I had like the annuals for Dennis the Menace when I was a kid.
Right.
But that was it. And also, anybody in America watching this, it's not the Dennis the Menace that you think.
No.
It's not the blonde-haired, button-nosed, slingshot in the back pocket Dennis the
Yeah,
Menace.
basically pre-Bart Simpson.
Yeah, like less hardcore Bart Simpson. I remember this.
Yeah.
Definitely remember this, because I remember flying around this. But,
Yeah, you don't remember the final boss?
no, I don't. Yeah, here's some pictures of our Dennis the Menace. I want to call it Scottish Dennis the Menace because it's from Dundee, but it's British Dennis the Menace.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I
And then
don't think Dennis the Menace had a Scottish accent, did he? I think he had like an English accent in the cartoons.
Have you got the Jelly-O cubes? Lime flavour! My favourite!
in the cartoons he did, because it was made in England, the cartoon.
Bastards.
Well, because Dennis the Menace is bigger in England than it is in Scotland.
Yeah.
I always like to think that Dennis the Menace is like a prequel to Wacky Races, and Dennis the Menace is young Dick Dastardly.
I could see it.
And Muttley is Nasher, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Really weird crossover.
Very weird.
Yeah,
But
he's
not like impossible.
He's the great grandson of Fred Flintstone, and the great grandfather of George Jetson. It's like
Fucking hell, that's one hell of a. It just never ends.
It's a weird universe I'm creating here. It's like between like the Dandy and Beano and Hanna-Barbera and Hannah Montana. Who fucking cares?
Fucking Hannah Montana, man.
I got the best of herpes. Oh, you know, I've never seen Hannah Montana.
Really, I watched a marathon of it once when I was in hospital.
I was about to say, was it for a girl so you could get your hole?
No. I was in hospital, and it was that playing during the day, and then Jackie Chan movie marathons during the night.
That's amazing.
And that was all that there was on TV.
I would just sleep during the day and,
I
watch Jackie Chan
both,
movies.
Man. Hannah Montana is actually not that bad. Like it's not. It genuinely isn't that bad. Sometimes it's quite funny. I think it got kind of shit towards the end. I only watched the first couple of seasons because that was about the time when I was in hospital. Did
you just come out as a 15-year-old girl?
No, it was funny. It has fucking Billy Ray Cyrus and some other funny people in it.
Yeah, but Billy Ray Cyrus is a musician.
Yeah, I know, but he's a funny guy.
He's a country and western fella.
I know. Well, I would say country and western's a bit loose, but
country and western / rock.
Yeah, like he was a funny guy. Dolly Parton was in an episode.
Big shout out to Dolly Parton. I do like me some Dolly.
So does Billy Connolly.
Yes, he does. Billy Connolly loves Dolly Parton.
Come on.
That's funny. But no, I've never like those Disney Channel things. I missed them apart from the High School Musicals. Cause I had some mates who loved those fucking films and played them all the time. Your brother did it all the time.
Yeah, my brother loves High School Musical, man.
Whenever I bring it up with him, he just tells me to fuck off. But I saw them because I had mates that watched them. But like, That's So Raven, the good.
Oh, I love That's So Raven.
The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
And Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, yeah, good times.
And what was Drake and Josh?
Drake and Josh, man.
Yeah, I didn't see. I missed all of them.
Drake and Josh was quite good. It was probably the best out of all the ones you've just mentioned.
Only reason I know them is because they're in the Ice Age movies, as Sid and the other possum. I forget his name.
Sid's the...
Well, Sid's the sloth.
Yeah, Sid's the sloth.
Because the two possums in that, one of them was the one that was fat but then became skinny.
Yeah.
And the other one is Sean William Scott.
Yeah, who is Stifler.
Stifler, yeah. And yeah, speaking of Ross's brother, he looks like, I watched Evolution a few weeks ago. They look like Ross's brother is the spit of Sean William Scott.
Yeah,
it is so fucking weird. If Ross's brother had lighter hair, because he has quite dark hair.
Yeah.
If he had more on the red spectrum like you do.
Yeah.
They would be twins. It's really fucking weird.
It is really weird, actually. Shit.
Because you look fuck all like Sean William
Scott now. It's just, well, I guess it's also the stylistic choices that me and my brother have made are quite different.
Yes, they are. Whatever happened to Sean William Scott?
Yeah, there's probably a video about it.
Because he was like hot shit for a while.
Yeah, I think, what's it, Looper? That's the name of the channel? Like, they do like a weird series thing on like, what happened to these famous celebrities and why you don't see them anymore. Like, it sounds kind of clickbaity, but they actually give like hard evidence and shit of like what this actor's been doing and...
Like that's the thing about Loopers. I watched quite a lot of their videos. I mean, you've probably heard of them. They're pretty big.
Yeah.
We don't need to link them. They're big enough. And like their thumbnails and the titles are very clickbait, but the videos are always really good.
Yeah.
You just have to ignore, because they make those just so people click on them, and I get that. That's just using the algorithm. That's
just the way. That's the world we live in.
It's how these people make their living, and that's fine. But they do make good videos, you know. So I can get over, because there are so many videos that they're so clickbaity.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So clickbait. If you want to find out about like the worst culprits for it, go to Elvis the Alien's channel. He's really good.
Yeah.
He because he's a stoner, and he is impartial, and he's really funny as well. So you know.
Yeah.
It's all good, because I don't really dive into that side of YouTube. I go to YouTubers that talk about it, you know.
Yeah. Sweet.
There's a fan mail I was talking about from all the Norks. See, and up on the wall, because this is the TV here, because that's where his sofa was.
Yeah.
Boo. Did he make, what are these inspirational posters? What do they say?
Hold on.
Hey!
Yes, I think that's me 100% of the game.
Imagination.
Collect all gems in the level. There must be another one for like beating the game.
Yeah. I genuinely want to read these posters.
Imagination rhymes with devastation.
Sweet.
Confidence, there's nothing standing between you and your goal but a tiny little purple dragon. Knowledge is the power to turn dragons to crystal. Patience is for dragons.
And that's why dragons come out on top. That is the same, I think.
Yeah, that's just repeats. Right. Are you ready? Because I think we haven't 100% yet. We just need to go back in here and there's another dragon, I think.
Because there was no achievement there for getting all the dragons. Oh, yeah. There it is. I fucking love Sparks in this. He looks great.
It's time for Spyro 2, dude.
That over there. He's gonna kick the shit out by a sheep. It's gonna stay here. Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah. That was to get kids to play the game from the beginning.
That's pretty good. Just gonna say, if you guys have seen How to Train Your Dragon, especially the opening and the ending of How to Train Your Dragon 2, what is it with dragons and like these cute little sheep?
I don't know, man.
Because in that they use the sheep as like a ball in a game that you play with dragons.
I think it might be Spyro related, that. Because I mean, if you're making something about dragons, Spyro is quite an easy influence to take shit from.
I suppose. I don't know if the books of How to Train Your Dragon are older than Spyro though.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I love those movies though, they're great. I cannot wait for the third one. I love the fact that the characters have aged. Like in the new one, Hiccup has like a beard and shit, you know.
Yeah.
Which is a nice touch. Apart from still, all the adult Vikings are Scottish and all the teens are American.
It's so weird.
It is so weird.
Right, okay. Is there a way to find out all the skill points? You know what? Fuck it. Guys. Next time.
Next time, baby.
It's time for the second game.
It's gonna be awesome. There he is.
Okay.
Okay, well, I have been Andrew.
And I've been Ross.
This has been the Tiki Lodge Game Over with
Spyro at Ripto's Rage, and this has been a long damn time coming.
And if you are hyped for Spyro Ripto's Rage like Ross is, leave a like. Yeah. Let us know in the comments if you know what happened to Sean William Scott.
Yes.
And we will see you next time.
One. Catch you later, guys.